All right. Hey, it's Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs. There he is. And PJ right here. Boy, are we excited today. Victor, how you feeling? You look great in that nutty hat.
Thank you so much, PJ. First off, I want to welcome back Chris Donovan, our executive producer,
Yes, yes. Welcome
and
back.
it's in full summer effect. Everyone, be safe out there. It's wacky, it's wild,
Getting
uh,
wilder.
especially if you're in the ocean. Again, our love to the lifeguards and our love to our first responders. But please be careful out there with the currents, with the waves, uh, the riptides. It's nutty. It's Mother Ocean is insane. But please be careful. Uh, but we love the ocean and we love the summer. And PJ, we love the return of the National Football League.
Oh, we're all celebrating. All stores are celebrating, as they say. This is fantastic.
I mean, there was games all weekend long, beginning,
Yep.
on a Thursday, through the Sunday, and everyone's talking about Shador Sanders of the Cleveland Browns. PJ, he
Yep.
looked relaxed.
Yep.
He looked comfortable. A couple of touchdowns. He came off the field saying, you know what, I'm just going to take advantage of my opportunities. He wasn't cocky,
Nope.
but the Browns seemed to rally around him. And he was, to me, the best looking draft choice of anyone in the field in
Well,
week one. I thought he was just sensational considering all the pressure around him. And
that's saying a lot too, based on the fact of where he went in the draft, where we thought he was going to go and
fifth
where
round
he
draft
ended
pick.
up, yeah, ended up going. But players always play up to their ability eventually, right? And this is what he's doing. And I think you and I had a discussion back on draft time when we thought, Flacco would start, which I still think Flacco will start because I think Flacco gives them gives the Browns that open view of the field and it gets them in a good pace. And then at some point, who knows, game two, three, four, I think Shador will take over. I really do.
Listen, everyone realizes he was the number one passing yardage guy
Yeah.
in last year
Yep.
with Colorado.
Yeah.
He played in a division that was not chopped liver more than Menudo.
Right.
Colorado played top flight football teams, and he was one of the best quarterbacks in the country, if not the best quarterback in the country. Screwed in the draft
Yep.
because of the alleged baggage that he carried. With prime time.
Yeah.
To me, that wasn't baggage. To me, that's called good genes.
There you go.
I don't want to go Sidney Sweeney on you, but he has great genes. I mean, he's the son of one of the greatest football player of all time,
This
Deion
is,
Sanders.
yeah.
And, teams just freaked out. And Cleveland, finally took him. And even in the process with all the quarterbacks in Cleveland, with Flacco, as you say, Flacco should start. You know,
Yep.
Flacco, will give Shador time, to learn. But Cleveland got a sensational pick in Shador
Yes.
Sanders. And for everyone, really, who went against Shador, an early brick. Shador's going to put it to you, man. You see the brick?
There it is.
You freak of God. I mean,
And you know
Shador looked
what?
great.
He looked great. That brick was well earned because there was a lot of people down on him, and
And I know it's just an exhibition game.
yeah,
I know it's early. I know it's a
you,
meaningless game. I know he
that's right.
plays against the second and third teams.
That's what people are going to say, and that's all good. But you know what? If you look at the mechanics of him throwing, the mechanics of the way he was moving, that's not going to change, and that's only going to get better. And he has it. So yeah, he did play against second and third string guys, and maybe one or two first string. But at the end of the day, he's only going to continue to improve. He's going to play up to his level, and I think once he gets the game all immersed in his system, watch out. Watch out. That's what we're going to say about Shador Sanders. Watch out.
And if you're a Giants and Jets fan,
Oh,
which I am because I grew up in New York and I was
yeah.
basically weaned on those two teams, especially the New York Jets because I grew up in Queens, in the shadow of Shea Stadium and Joe Namath and those guys. But both teams have been horrific for the last
Oh,
20 years. Basically, maybe a playoff appearance for the Giants. I mean, nothing.
Nothing.
They're both garbage. They both won their playoff games. And I know it's just a playoff game, and I harp on that. It's only exhibitions. But when you're a Giants or Jets fan and you win your first you exhibition game, there are some good vibes. It gives you hope, especially the Giants going up to Orchard Park, New York,
How about
and they
that?
beat the Bills.
Yeah.
And the Bills, on Hard Knocks this year, a
Yeah.
lot of people, this is the year that they get past the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. Uh, Josh Allen, of course, this is a team that's a sensational team.
No.
Even if you're playing them in exhibition, the Giants were going to go down, but no, they rose up. You know, Nick, Dick,
Well,
Nick's,
yeah.
Jackson Dart,
Dart.
the first late first round pick from Mississippi, from Ole Miss, and of course a year at SC. He looked great. Dart looked good,
You
and he
know what?
hooked
He
up.
was pinpointing his passes. He was stepping into his throws. He really, really did look sharp. And I took a step back because I am not a believer in the Jets. I'm sorry, or the
Well, who
Giants.
is? I mean,
Either one. I
Even Jets
mean,
fans aren't believers
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Jets.
Jets and Giants, I just can't believe it's just too much. I mean, if we didn't think last year was going to be big with Aaron Rodgers or the year before, whatever. So, but Dart looked really good. I do think that gives the Giants hope. Just that alone.
And Russell Wilson,
Oh yeah, of course.
Russell Wilson looked good a couple series,
Yeah,
but beating Buffalo in Buffalo, exhibition or not, it's still a ray of hope. For Giants fans, and I got to take solace in that. That they can improve it, even in exhibition. Listen, you want to win the exhibition games. I don't care what people say. I know it's again meaningless. Who cares? But you've got to have baby steps, and
yeah,
that's a baby step for the New York Jets. And and the Jets winning in Green Bay,
yep,
that was stunning as well.
yep.
So these two games for me was sensational.
Okay,
I
maybe we
just
should stop there and we shouldn't play any more games.
yeah.
Leave it right there. Find it, freeze it. That's great. They have one win, no losses. Jets.
And the Giants maybe the greatest name in sports, little Jordan Humphrey caught the 28-yard touchdown pass. Little Jordan
What
Humphrey
is he? 5'4", 5'5",
was he
something.
related to Little Yachty? I mean,
Yeah,
Little Wayne, little Jordan,
yeah,
catches the pass, and Dart was hit as he threw it. It was under pressure. It was just a sensational play. I mean, there are sensational plays you're going to see uh,
yes,
in the exhibition season. I believe that was one of them.
yeah,
In trouble in the pocket, hangs tough, and boom, touchdown to
yep,
little Jordan Humphreys. I
yep.
mean, there was I had goosebumps. Watching it because you don't see that play often if you're a New York Football Giant fan, and
Right.
there it was. So listen, I take solace in these plays because you got to make plays. It's all about making plays, and
Yep.
we saw some great plays.
Well, some teams stepped up. I mean, Cincinnati stepped up. Burrow to Chase, they played quite a bit the first quarter. They hit, I think he threw two touchdowns. He looked great. Chase looked amazing. So I like the fact that some of these coaches are actually playing their first string. I know it's a double-edged sword because they could get hurt, but the bottom line is if these guys don't play, and we've seen it now for several seasons, their first real game is like a preseason game. The teams don't look good. They're not ready to play because they haven't played. These guys have been sitting on the bench watching the second and third string play. So I love the fact that some of these coaches are getting their first string involved, that things are starting to happen, and it just feels right. That's always going to be out there because if you play football, you could get hurt on any play at any time, but that's part of the game. That's part of the game. So yeah, I was excited with what we saw in preseason. I loved, and I know you loved, the fact of watching Patriots coach Mike Vrabel jump into the pack against the Washington Commanders. Big fight going on. He jumps into the middle of it like he's a player, right? Gets down to the bottom, somehow got to the bottom of this huge pile, if you didn't see it, and gets bloodied. He comes up, he's bloodied, his face is bloody. He doesn't care. He's a former defensive end,
He's a football player.
football
He's a
player, no matter
football
what.
player. He's
Yeah,
won Super Bowls,
yeah,
galore with the Patriots. This this is a team that I believe has been overlooked by a lot of people. They have a,
yeah.
they have a new offense basically. They have May at quarterback, but what Vrabel did was galvanize his team. And they put up 48 points on the Washington Commanders. They put up 48 points. The New England Patriots, the dredge of the league the last couple of years, really uh, put up 48.
Yeah.
And people have been saying, really poo-pooing the Patriots in the AFC East. Maybe they'll beat the Jets in the division, but to put up 48 again on the Commanders, who was the surprise team in the league last year,
Yeah.
still it's an accomplishment for the Patriots, and they look good. And
It's
again,
the message.
I think they were inspired by Vrabel. They got the message, and
Well,
they said,
Vic, you and I both know in baseball, managers get thrown out on purpose sometimes to try to lift their team, get their team going. They'll go up, get in a fight with the umpire. They're trying to get thrown out because they know that sparks the team. This is exactly, I'm not saying Vrabel did it for that reason, but it had that effect. It definitely sparked that team. Drake May came away talking about him like he was saying, this, we feel like this has solidified the team. We feel fantastic. The coach is in it like this and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it is fantastic. I love a coach. I couldn't see Pete Carroll diving into a crowd. I love Pete Carroll, but I don't think he's going to dive into any crowds and do that. It's just that everybody's got their own technique. Vrabel is a tough guy, a coach that's been in the league for a long time, and he's going to do that kind of stuff. And it was great. I loved it.
and you talk Pete Carroll. He goes into Seattle for his first exhibition game.
Yeah,
A team he coached for 14 years, a team he won a Super Bowl with, got to the playoffs like every year, a perennial contender, and they tie Seattle. They came back, but the Raiders played well, and before the game there was a lot of bad blood. I mean, Geno Smith, former
yeah,
Seahawk, and Max Crosby, they both gave middle fingers to the fans because
right.
the fans were all over them, and they got right back into it. A very emotional game for an exhibition game, of course. Pete Carroll going back to Seattle, they tie, which okay, but they played well. The Raiders,
Played well.
they came back. Junty, nothing. The
Yeah.
first round pick, he had no holes. The offensive line did not produce any holes for him. If you have no space, I don't care how great you are.
Doesn't matter.
No, you could be Jim Brown,
Right.
the great Jim Brown. You're not, or maybe Jim Brown could actually still get 5 yards with no holes.
Maybe he
But
could. But I mean
Junty had
that
nothing.
the
Junty had
example of that is Barkley because Barkley always looked good, always looked, but some days he looked average. But get him behind a good line,
boom.
like right? And now look at him. He's like the holes are opening. He's got the abilities, but if those holes don't open, I don't care who you are. Even you name a player. If you don't have a hole to run through, it's not easy. It's very difficult. So
Anson Junty, was limited to, I think, negative yardage. I think he
yeah, it was
carried the
negative.
ball 4 times, negative
Mhm.
yard. But again, that's meaningless because the O line, it wasn't the real O line, and you need spacing. He had no spacing.
Yeah,
I got a lot of confidence in Junty. He's been amazing in training camps. But the Raiders again. Were they 4 wins last year? I'm predicting 9-8 this year. I'm predicting 5 more wins for the Raiders
I think you're right. I think
with
with
Pete Carroll and Geno
Pete
Smith. I
Carroll
really do.
and Crosby, his new contract, just everything. I think it'll all come together. I think you're right. I think they can get another 4 or 5 wins, get to 8, 9 wins for the year, which would be really good for them. Very positive, you know. And we've had emotional coaching days with this preseason with Pete Carroll, Seattle, and Raiders, and all that. We had bloody coaches,
Right, Vrabel
Vrabel.
gets blood. How about Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah,
Uh,
and that's what I was going to go to. How about Harbaugh?
oh, again, just a horrific gut gut punch. Losing Slater
Yeah,
with the injury for the season. They're
terrible.
mammoth. All left tackles. They just 11 days before he went down in training camp with the torn patella tendon. They had hooked him up with the richest contract ever for an offensive lineman
Yeah.
just 11 days before it was so sad. It was
It's
so tough.
tragic.
It's
Yeah.
really so hard for, because the old line is so integral, to every football team, but especially to Jim Harbaugh, because they were going to get the running game in gear. Herbert was going to get more protection.
Yep.
So now they lose Slater. Joe Alt, the former number one pick, will shift,
Yeah.
and Pipkin will shift, but the whole line that's suffering a horrific blow,
Yeah.
losing Slater. But they do pick up, they do get Allen back at wideout,
Yes.
which was a nice pickup to get back Allen. Everyone loves Allen is a
That's
sensational
huge.
route runner.
Yeah. That's huge.
Herbert will love throwing to him. They need more weapons, on as at the wideout position. But how about Harbaugh visiting Perrywell in prison?
How about that? How about, is that amazing or what? He went there to visit him in jail. And I think he got him sprung out because shortly after he visited, Perryman got out.
He had conversations with the prison guards saying,
I
what are you
think so.
doing to my man Denzel?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Yeah, but Denzel was sprung. You're right. Denzel got out. He was practicing a couple days later.
Yeah. No, I bet you there's some extra Charger tickets. You're going to see some prison guards
Yeah.
at the game eating popcorn, hot dogs, going like, yeah, this is great. This is great. Really good. Yeah. He took some tickets with him. I
Oh,
guarantee you.
good move. But again, that's why Harbaugh, has really risen to the top of the coaching profession. The way he treats his players. But
Yeah.
visiting Perryman in jail, that was just beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Perryman will never forget it. The team won't forget it.
It won't.
And the players around the league will
Yeah.
not forget it. How many do you think Belichick would ever visit a guy in jail when he was coaching the Patriots? Forget about it.
No,
He'd move on.
he doesn't
But,
care.
but not Harbaugh. Every player is golden for him, and they are.
Yeah.
Perryman. Who knows what happened with the guns? I mean, we don't know.
They haven't filed any complaint yet. The DA is still looking at the case. So in my opinion, that thing is going to be washed down to a misdemeanor and it's going to just go away. I think it'll go away. And I don't think he had the guns loaded. I think they were in his trunk. So not good because he got assault weapons, but hopefully he learned a very valuable lesson and everybody can move on. And the Chargers are really going to need him. They're
Oh,
desperately going to need
absolutely,
him.
absolutely. Khalil Mack is an all-star. I believe he's a Hall of Famer, but they need a lot more than Khalil Mack,
Oh,
uh,
yeah,
defensively.
yeah.
But listen, they'll get after it. They'll get after it. Harbaugh will get their defense motivated. They'll get the running attack going wild,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
like Herbert to break through this year as well, because a lot of people down on Herbert saying he's got a pass, throughout his career. He's never won a playoff game.
I know.
Remember horrific Houston Texan wild card loss last year.
Oh, that was painful.
They've got to
Painful.
move. They've got to get past that.
Yeah.
Harbaugh has got to move on. Second year,
Yeah.
people are expecting humongous stuff
Yeah.
from the Chargers in that crazy division. And staying with the Los Angeles football, the Rams got a break. Stafford, had an excellent return,
Yep.
threw the ball beautifully. He's going to return to practice this week. The Rams, beat the Cowboys.
Yes.
Bennett looked good. Stetson Bennett, the backup quarterback, really looked good.
He's
Directed.
yeah,
He's no chopped liver. He's a number two quarterback, and he looked good.
well,
But
he's a guy that's accepted his role. I've
yes,
said that. When you accept your role, you get better immediately. When you're a backup quarterback, the only thing you want to do is be a frontline first string quarterback. You don't accept the role. Stennett has accepted the role. It's part of him. He's the backup. He loves that position. And look at how well he does. He goes out there, he plays like a first string quarterback when he's playing.
it was a good. Anytime you can beat the Cowboys at home.
Yep.
For the Rams, again, exhibition, schmexhibition.
Yeah.
These games, to be on the winning side, gives you a little more energy in your practices the next week,
Yep.
a little more, juice. So good for them. Stafford got the epidural shot in his back,
Yes, he did.
and he is so rough.
Oh.
He is a tough customer, man. Imagine how many hits, PJ, he's taken with the Lions, in his career.
Well,
And
you said it. You said it. The Lions, he was getting knocked down every play for years and years.
For
I mean,
years and years.
kind of like Burrow for the first 4 years he's been in the league. Gets knocked down a ton of times with no protection. Well, he had no protection in Detroit at all. He was
Nothing.
getting mowed down, and there was a horrible team on top of it. I mean, the whole thing, So yeah, he is built. He's put together. So, a couple shots in the epidural, and off we go.
He's even Sean McVay said, if it was a real game, a real season, he'd be playing.
Oh
But
yeah.
but his exhibition is just let him rest the back.
Mhm.
There's no rush for Matthew Stafford to get
No,
back to practice. So
no.
congratulations to Matthew for coming back,
Yeah.
and it's great news for the Rams and with Devontae and Puka. They're going
Oh,
to be they just hooked up Kyron Williams to a nice 3-year deal. They're running
yes,
back.
nice 3-year deal.
So
Yeah.
again, they take care of the players, and the Cowboys don't because Micah Parsons is still out there with no contract. Again, Jerry Jones,
This is tragic and
I
it's
mean,
sad.
your grandson
Yeah.
Stephen Jones, the whole Jones family. The way you're doing business, week after week,
It's
it's really
depressing. It's depressing.
if you're a Cowboy fan, and there's millions of Cowboy fans. They want
Yeah.
to see Micah Parsons in there. He's the defensive player of the year. I mean, since he's coming to the league, he has the most sacks. What are you doing again?
Why are you
Jerry
doing that
Jones,
to your team?
Cowboys.
And I know we talked about this before, but why are you doing that to the emotions of your team instead of putting them high, taking them down to the lowest point, and then thinking you're going to sign him the day before you start and it's going to bring him back? You know what? Micah mentally may never come back. He'll take the money and he'll play. He'll do a good job, but mentally he may never come back to the position he was in where he felt this is my team. This is where I want to play. All of that. This is his team right now, and this is where he has to play because of his status with the rookie contract, all that stuff. But maybe he doesn't come back with that same feeling. So as soon as he can get out, he gets out. So Jerry Jones sets himself up for these failures. I don't get it. I don't get it.
C.D. Lamb, Dak Prescott, the history of their negotiations is in the basement.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
You got to take care of your players. Again, these players go down. I don't blame Micah for not playing. You
No,
know, injuries happen in a moment. Season-ending injuries happen in a moment.
Dick,
So
it's not just that though. It's that, if you go and you do a good job and you bust your hump and you do the best job you can, and everyone's going, you're fantastic. You did this, you did that, and you're not even recognized by your boss. That has an effect on you. Just at the distill it down to the lowest level, it's always not about money. I mean, I hate to say that because it usually is about money, but it's also about respect
performance.
and performance and the good feeling you get when you walk in the building and your bosses are loving on you, your coaches are loving on you. That's a different feeling, and that's a feeling you want to project. But this guy, Jerry Jones, I don't understand his management style. I never have. And I don't understand his thinking and why his son sits there. He's just like a puppet. He won't say anything to his dad. Say, Dad, what are you doing? I mean, really, what are you doing with this? Stop it. Stop it.
Jones family. You see
Yeah.
the brick. You
Yeah.
see it.
Give it to him.
Wake up and pay Micah. You see the brick? It's your bricks.
I love it.
The
Thank you.
great
They
Yuko
needed that.
Sakamoto on the gongs.
Yeah. Yuko's the best with the gong. She's on that
Oh,
gong. I've never seen anybody like it. She just mans that gong like crazy. It's amazing.
oh, she is pure.
Oh yeah.
She's pure, my
Yeah.
beloved bride.
Yes.
Have you been checking out the exploits of the Dodgers and how they've bounced back after looking so horrific? They play the Toronto Blue Jays, PJ, and suddenly the Dodgers are a different team with, San Diego just
Well,
going wild.
let
You
me say
know,
one thing. Let me say, oh, Tommy.
oh, Tony Saigon, the Ukes.
I've been,
Yeah, Ugo
I,
Massa, one more time. Oh, Tony,
oh, the double gonger.
milestone
I've been
mashes.
checking it out. It's amazing, but let's put it all in context. Muncie,
The
Muncie,
return of Muncie.
Muncie brought this team back.
Again, lengthens the lineup, gives it depth.
Yeah,
Hit like 3 homers his first 5 games back, from that horrific injury.
Yeah.
Max has been sensational, but
Off the hook.
it all starts with Ohtani.
Yes.
1,000th career hit, the milestone home run. He has 40
Yes.
home runs now.
Yeah.
Pitching, PJ, 4 innings, 1 run, the only run scored on a muffed pop up in the sun,
Yeah.
from Miggy Rojas. That was the only run he gives up. Strikes out, 8 guys. His
He's
stuff
looking
was
great.
tremendous.
Yeah.
4 tremendous innings. Again, he will be the secret weapon out of the bullpen for the Los Angeles Dodgers in these incoming playoffs,
Yeah.
because the bullpen is still a question mark.
Yeah.
I don't
A
I
big
don't
one.
trust I don't try.
Big one.
Listen, if I don't trust these guys, I don't think Dave trusts them. He puts them out there, but they're not getting the big outs. They had some a nice couple games against Toronto, but
Yeah.
they have given up so many runs, so many home runs. I have no confidence in them. If I'm up 1 run,
Yeah.
against Milwaukee in the in
Right.
the in the NLDS or the NLCS, I need 3 outs. Who do I want on the mound?
Yeah.
I
I know.
want Ohtani. I
It's
want
you
you
want a
know
ton.
I want Ohtani.
Yeah.
You're not going to see Evan Phillips. He's out. He's out for the year.
No.
You're not. Trinan is undependable. He's come back. He hasn't found
He's
it.
a different guy so far. He's not the same.
Maybe he'll find it.
Maybe he'll heat up and find it, but I don't know.
They're looking for low leverage situations. For Blake Trinan. Um, Injuries have been massive,
Yeah.
and Kasparius. I like Kasparius.
On and off though.
On
On
and
and off.
off.
On and off.
But what I want 3 outs. And you need those 3 outs in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Ohtani's son.
I think so. I think so. I love it too. I love the fact he's just, and it seems to really fit him too, because I know I'd like to see him pitch more. We've talked about that, but 4 innings, he pitched unbelievably strong 4 innings every time he's out.
Oh yeah,
Unbelievably.
and Tanner Scott and Yates.
Yeah.
It's like they're still seeking the answers. You
Yeah.
put them out there, you have no confidence in them.
You
You're seeing
don't.
home runs flying over the wall against the
Yeah.
Dodgers this year. Every relief pitcher, it seems, gives up home runs, and the lead melts away. And in the playoffs, you can't have that. You must, have a bullpen you can depend on. That's why the Padres are so scary right now.
Very
Uh,
scary.
they're a scary team. They're like 3 games back. They're playing really well. Everyone's hitting. They
Yep.
bolstered their bullpen. They bolstered their starting lineup. This is a team that the Dodgers know. Next, they're going to play them 6 games down the stretch in
Yeah.
August,
Yeah.
and that should decide the National League West.
It's a
And
scary situation.
right, it's a scary
If you're
situation
a
for
Dodger fan, you got to be nervous. If
yes.
you're a Padres fan, you got to be excited because they're coming on. The Padres remind me of the Brewers. They're this scrappy team that gets it done and very hard to beat. They've got all the components together and they're playing well together. Both those teams, Brewers, Padres, really playing well. I'm excited about the competition in the league. I love it, and I think the Dodgers have an opportunity to step up and match that because they certainly have the personnel. But we'll just have to wait and see.
I think the key also is Mookie. He broke the 0 for 22 slump.
Yeah.
He's been getting very nice at bats, some quality at bat. Even his outs have been very hard hit.
Yep.
It looks like Mookie has found the way, and that's essential. Will Smith, again, America's catcher, having an incredible season.
Yep.
Um,
This is
the Oscar has to hit. He's been inconsistent, but he's been getting a couple RBIs here and there.
Freddie Freeman's coming back. He's doing well. He's
Freddie's
getting
fantastic.
singles and he's not hitting the home runs right now yet, but he's hitting at the right time right now. So that's good.
And defensively, he has saved so many runs.
Oh,
I
come
mean,
on.
everything in the ground he picks.
Yeah.
He picks it first. He makes the right play. He's sensational. He's a sensational base runner. He may not be fast, but he's smart.
Yeah.
Smart base runner. He's a great base runner. Just a
Yeah.
great baseball player, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
So again, the Dodgers stars do what's on the back of their baseball card, like they like to say, and they're going to be fine. But
Well, you know what? You and I were talking about it, and I said, going back when they were playing the Brewers a few series ago, I said, these guys got outcoached and beat by the Brewers, and the Brewers played small ball and they won. Very smart ball. Dodgers, that kind of perked them up. I saw Roberts kind of shift and start trying to play a little small ball, but the Dodgers can't bunt. So now I hear that they're spending a portion of their practice time, everybody's bunting. Because if you watch them, Vic, they can't bunt. They're not good at bunting. Maybe because they've never felt they had to rely on it. But I'm telling you what, these teams are too close now. You've got to know how to bunt. You got to know how to squeeze out and get one run when you need it. You can't just sit back and rely on our big guys to hit home runs because it's not always going to happen. So you got to be able to play small ball too. So I'm very happy that they're listening to us and Dave's listening and he's making
We
them.
love you, Sensei.
Yes,
Dave Roberts, I know you've given him a lot of heat,
yes, I have.
but he's listening, and
He's listening.
he's a great manager.
Yes.
And again, PJ, no one in baseball bunts. I mean, the whole game has changed. That's why bunting is it's a lost art. Bless Maury Wills,
Yeah,
one of the greatest ever. We love you, Maury. Rest in peace, my brother. Um, he was like one of the greatest bunters of all time. He used to teach the Dodgers how to bunt in spring training.
yeah.
Maury Wills would have a bunting clinic.
You need to. I
And
mean, that's
you
part of
need
the
that.
game.
Maury would teach the Dodgers how to bunt.
Yeah.
Now I don't know who teaches them how to bunt, but they don't know how to bunt.
They don't know how to bunt. No one
No,
teaches them. Yeah, that's the answer because nobody knows, but they're learning. But
I
you
think
watch
Dave
them,
Roberts could teach them how to bunt. Dave was a good bunter.
Dave probably could be the best one to do it. I don't know if
Yeah,
he wants to get up there and roll up his sleeves like that, but he should because you're right. He was a good bunter. So,
absolutely. If you want to win playoff games, PJ, you got to play small ball because
mhm.
runs are at a premium.
Yeah.
You're not going to get 3-run homers, like you do during the season.
Well,
You're going to win 3-2, 2-1, 1-0 games in the playoffs because the best pitchers are on the mound.
that's
You,
it.
so you're not going to get Titanic blast off the bat of Ohtani every game.
No,
You need to manufacture runs. Dodgers have the capability. They're not a fast team.
no.
They are importing some speed. I like Freeland, the rookie, who
Yes.
just came up.
I really like him. He's
He,
playing very good. He's sharp. I
he's a gutty player, good
yeah.
speed, good at bats. Kim's been injured. Want to get Kim back. Sung Kim back at second base. He also great speed, but teach him how to bunt. Uh, the
Vic,
guy,
any of our fast left-handed batters should be great bunters.
yes,
Should be said because obviously you left-handed batter, you get a step going to first base anyway. So if you lay a bunt down on the line down third base, you can beat it out. Kim could beat it out for sure. If he lays down the right type of bunt. We've got
absolutely.
a few guys that could do that, but they don't know how to bunt. So
Let's get the small ball action going for the Dodgers. It's
yes,
essential. And what's been bugging me, and also my beloved Brian Yuko Sakamoto watching the Dodger games. When a player hits a home run, gets a big hit, he goes into the dugout, and everyone's jubilant, and the celebrations are wild, funky dances,
yeah,
great handshakes. The camera doesn't stay long enough on the players. I
yeah.
mean, you get a couple seconds and then you're back to the action.
I know.
No, just freeze the camera
Yeah,
on the player celebration. That's what it's all about.
I
The,
know.
the fans want to see the players celebrate. The moment is wonderful. Show the highlight,
It's a
but
good point.
focus on the celebration
Yeah.
because that's what it's about. Especially, when Otani goes to the dugout, gong me, you. And
Everybody
the
wants to
sunflower
see what
seeds are
goes
going
on.
crazy, and everyone's bowing, and going wild with Otani's son. And Otani's going wild. The rare emotion we're seeing from Otani, it's beautiful. Just lay
Well,
that camera, freeze it on the dugout, PJ.
great point. Great point, because that's the moment in time when you get to pull back the curtain and actually see the interaction of what players like each other, how they congratulate each other, all of those little moments, and the actual joy on the guy that hit the home run, his face, and how that translates to all the other players. So it really is a pull back the curtain moment that they should devote a little more time to. And so I'm with you 1,000% on that. Maybe they will. We got to figure out who's directing these games because it's up to the director. He needs to find those moments as a director and get the most joy. Vince Scully proved it, said it best. When something big is happening, you shut up, right?
Exactly.
You
Let
shut up.
let
You
the
don't try
moment
to
carry
talk
you.
over
Let
it.
the moment carry you.
And it's the same thing in TV. When the thing is happening, let the moment carry you. Don't try to override it. Go back to the next, guy walking up to hit. stay with the moment, stay with it for a second. So as usual, Vinny coming through the skies of heaven and casting his great knowledge on us. Play the moment.
The greatest ever. The
Yeah.
greatest
Play
ever.
in the moment.
The great Vin Scully.
Yeah.
We love you, Vin. It's amazing.
You know what I'm upset about, though, we should talk about it, is this constant with the WNBA, which I'm a fan of, and I'm so proud of these women that have done such a good job of rising up and playing, and these few clowns, and it's just a few, that are throwing sex toys on the court. That just there's no reason to do it. These are attention grabbing people that are trying to meme it or do something. It's all about that. And they're misguided, Vic. It's sad because, if you're sitting there with your daughter and she's 11 and you're watching this game and your daughter's looking up to these girls that are playing and thinking, "Oh my God, I could do that. This is fantastic. This is amazing." And some clown is throwing a sex toy out on the court. So now as a father, you have to sit and explain what's going on. I mean, these people need to think. Everything is not a video game. I know it's all fun and video, and everybody should have a great time, but get your attention some other way. Don't do that and ruin the moment. You're demeaning that game. You're demeaning women in general, and it's not right. And I think the crowd sees who's throwing these things. They need to rise up and say, "Hey," scream at the person and say, "Cut it out." You know, you're hurting people that are watching the game. You're influencing kids that are there watching the moment. It's sad. It really is sad.
These are disgusting acts.
Yeah.
Um, I am so upset with the fans for throwing anything on the court, which is
Anything.
which is very very dangerous. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
you could
dangerous stuff.
you could hurt not just the players, but the fans in the crowd.
Yeah.
But when Cunningham of of the Fever
Yeah.
has to get text from her mother who says,
Yeah.
watch out, for flying dildos. Um,
I mean,
that to me is a horrible text to get, from your mother. I mean,
there's a,
her mother is going, watch out for this stuff. It's horrible.
it's
And,
hard.
Paul, PJ, you make the salient point. There's young women, who look up to these players
Yeah.
who go to the games, and they have to see these horrific acts of fan depredation. They're
Yeah.
deprived, they're disgusting, and they should have a lifetime ban and be jailed
Well,
basically.
they should be jailed.
Be jailed.
They're doing a thing where, in the Super Bowl, it's fun. Okay, let's guess the color of the Gatorade that's going to be dumped on the coach. That's fun, and people bet on it. Now they're betting on these types of things. This crypto, have you heard about that? The crypto enthusiasts that are actually taking bets on what color item is going to be thrown on the court. And it's
Insane.
sick. It's sick, and it needs to be stopped. It just needs to be stopped.
For
You
the
know,
whole operation of throwing these sex toys, on WNBA games or anything, throwing anything on the court.
anything. Yeah.
What are you people thinking? You see the brick, you see it.
Give it to them.
Eat it, you freaks! Gong me, you. Yeah.
Nicely done. Really nice. Vic, I have to say, you've been off the hook with your bricks. I mean, just right
Oh,
on
thank you,
point.
PJ.
Just, I mean, amazing on point with your bricks and your gongs. I can't say enough about how great you're doing with your trusted assistant on Gong Ukes there. Just gonging away. It's fantastic.
We're gonging away, and
Yes.
I just want to leave everyone on a very positive note. Luka Doncic's new body,
Yes. Oh,
uh, playing for
no.
the playing, for his native Slovenian national team right now against Germany. Exhibitions, feel good games. They lost the first one to Germany, but he had 19 points, 6 boards. He looked good. He's lost 31 pounds, PJ.
He looks amazing. Yeah, he's not going to be plodding up and down the court like we've seen him in the past. He's coming to play this year. Yeah, he's looking really good. I saw him play a little and he looks good. 31, that's a lot of weight. He's gonna
31 pounds. Men's Health magazine had the big layout.
Yeah,
He looked fantastic for all Lakers fans.
yeah.
You got to feel optimistic, in this coming season. Although that Western Division is going to be so crazy,
It's
He's
gonna be
going to get,
wild.
tighter than, a Sydney Sweeney pair of American jeans. This is wild. This whole jean thing's out of control.
Yeah.
Number one, let Sweeney live. Let her live. Let her wear her jeans. You see the brick?
Oh,
The
another
brick. A
brick.
jean brick. Gong me, Ukes. Where's the
Victor,
jeans and the joy?
we're out of genie time. We have to go, but thank you so much. What a great show. Love to everybody. We appreciate it. Please send this to your friends, share, and let's just do more of these shows. We're going to be talking about everything that's important in sports and making it fun at the same time. That's what we want to do. Our thanks to Chris Donovan, our executive producer, does an amazing job. Thank you so
Sensational.
much to every show. And the Ukes on the gong. Victor, you, of course, the best.
Dave Cardona, our
Dave,
graphics master. Thank you,
DC,
DC. And
fastest hands in
everyone
the
who's
business.
streaming us or watching us on any kind of portal, we love you. We thank you. Remember, it's Feeling You with Victor Brick Jacobs and PJ. Feeling You.